Hello, welcome to the second session of a three-part game of Blades in the Dark, Uptown Radicals. This is a game played with the Gauntlet. The Gauntlet is an online community of role-playing gamers who play all sorts of really cool games, mostly narrative, but also some old school and other indie games. We have a really rich calendar of games playing throughout the year, and if you're thinking of joining, or if you want to play these sorts of games, check us out. We are playing Blades in the Dark by John Harper. It's a game of scoundrels, a crew of scoundrels making their way through the network of power-hungry factions in the industrial fantasy city of Doskvol. It's a sort of a Victorian style setting, but also with a lot of with a dark twists. Post-apocalyptic twist, and also a lot of fantasy elements like ghosts and vampires and whatever we choose to put in. It's a sort of a sandbox that we pick stuff that we want to have in our game. We are using safety tools, which I won't go into much detail about right now. We already done that, but I will say that we are using lines and veils and the X card and the open table policy. Also, script change is an option, and of course, as with like with every game played on the Gauntlet, we are using the Gauntlet Community Code of Conduct, which means to be nice to each other, to not interrupt, and so on. I think I will start with us introducing our characters. First, you can introduce yourself as a player, state your pronouns, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then tell us a little bit about your characters and what has happened to them at the end of the previous session. A little bit where we tell us a little bit what position you're in starting this. So I will start with the way you are showing up on my. Okay, just a second. The wheel is here. Okay, just in the right time.
Hi guys. Hello, Brandon.
Hello.
Hello,
Well, welcome.
Hello. We are starting with introducing our characters and ourselves. So we have just started recording a couple of minutes ago. I will start with Alan to tell us a little bit about yourself and your characters and where the dragon is at.
Well, my name is Alan. My pronouns are he, him, and I have to share a rite of passage with you all. Against the Dark Conspiracy has just been approved by drive-through, so it is available on drive-through now. I just have to hope that none of my backers see this before I get the emails with the links out to them tomorrow and on Saturday. But yes, I've literally just got the email, so that's great news. But apart from that, I am playing Sir Skara Dagon, he, him. Sir Skara is of Skovlan heritage and fought in the war against the Empire on the side of the Skovlans. My sense is that he holds an imperial knighthood, though, so there's something odd in his background, and he has where's she gone? A rival called Grace, who is an extortionist, and I wonder what Grace knows. What else can I tell you? Last time we saw that Saskara really enjoys killing people. This is the Cutter playbook. And he was very happy to just do away with some random thieves with nary a concern. His alias is the Dragon, and what else can I say? Oh yes, I think that as we open, he is likely to be drunk into a stupor somewhere, in a drav cellar. Because he did take a bit of a knock last time, and I think in downtime he's going to spend some time indulging his vice.
Okay, great. So let's continue with Jose. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and Septimus.
Hi, everybody. My name's Jose, and my pronouns are he and him. I'm calling from California. I'm relatively new to the Gauntlet. I'm just having started this year, but I'm having a great time. The character I'm playing today is Septimus Carlisle, and he is the seventh son of the Earl of Carlisle. And as such, he has gone mostly unnoticed by his family, which is the way he likes it. So he's been somewhat free of their political machinations, but he's also remained very well informed about them all. And most people underestimate him, which is the way he also likes it. And so he's well connected, a smooth talker with a refined, calm demeanor. He's a slide. His alias is Seven, which makes sense. Last episode, in the conflict that we had, he played the bait, which I think he played his role pretty well. Had everyone drop their guard, while Saskara and Rajul cut everybody down. He's probably going to be playing that kind of role quite a bit in this group, no doubt. That's what I could say about Septimus. I don't know if he is going to bother to indulge his vice this downtime. I'll talk to you all about that. He didn't take nary a scratch, except when he fell on his face in front of the altar once. So he has a little bit of stress. But when he does indulge his vice, it's pleasure, and he has close familiarity with some of the many of the courtesans and whorehouses of the city of Doskvol. So that's where he'll end up eventually. That's it.
Hey, thank you, Septimus. And we'll continue with Anton Hightower.
Hi, we're recording, so I'll say my name. I'm Will, pronouns he, him, and so those of Anton Hightower. Anton Hightower is a whisperer, an arcane adept, a channeler, a scholar, minor nobility, the first acolyte of what did we call it again? The crown, the golden crown, I think it was.
Lost crown.
Lost crown.
Yes, the lost crown. Who will lead us out of the darkness that the immortal emperor has led us to. I don't know what I'll do in my downtime. I need to have a quick look at I'll probably work on something spooky and dark, frankly, because I took no stress either. I spent the entire last session waiting for these people to deal with the bloody mess so that I could, make sure that all the sacraments were in the right fashion.
Okay, so we are missing today. We're missing Sabine, who is playing Rajul, but we have a new player, Brandon, who is joining us with his new character, Shaban. So, Brandon, tell us a little bit about yourself and your character.
Hi, I'm Brandon. I've been with the Gauntlet for nigh on 2 years now, and my watershed moment is that I finally am running a game in January. Which is Night Witches, and I'm looking very much forward to it. So I finally took all the lessons that I got from watching people, good people GM online, and I'm going to apply them, I hope. My character today is Siobhan MacLear. She, who is a hound, a woman who appears to be in her late 20s, but acts older than that. Her family makes perfumes and essential oils for the wealthy and arcane trade, And Siobhan has as little to do with them as possible, which is not nothing. She has to remain polite to them and occasionally go to family functions, but she rebelled very much against their ways, and went to the streets where she found she had a talent for finding people and, when necessary, killing them. She hunts with a bird she calls a hawk named Little Kill. It's a very unusual hawk, let me say, that might fascinate ornithologists, and she just explains that it's not from around here. She and the bird seem to hunt as a single entity. Her vice is hunting rats of any size for fun. God spoke to her through the mouths of corpses who newly made, and she had a rather profound philosophical and existential discussion with a couple of them before they subsided and resumed to being what they ought to have been in the first place. But she was impressed. The striking thing about her, for those people who know her well, is that none of her accoutrements have the slightest bit of iron or steel. She has a long rifle, which is a masterpiece work that is made of brushed brass. And her knives they look like copper, but they're strangely sharp and tough, notwithstanding. Her sense of smell is exquisite.
Can I ask, Brandon?
Yes.
What brings you to the cult of the Lost Crown?
The world is changing, and I would like to change with it. My family is mired in very old ways. And they can't hear that message. That's the main reason.
Brandon, is your family, do they have some kind of a natural blood, demon blood in them?
You're going to go ask them that question?
Okay.
Anyone esoteric it's not a great leap to realize that she must have Fey blood.
Okay.
Because why the absence of iron and steel? She doesn't, no one, how strong her aversion is not something that anyone has probably seen or tested. Her friend is Celine, who is a sentinel, who is also a lover of hers. And her rival is a fellow named Steiner, who is an assassin. And they have stolen kills from one another.
Just an aside, I think Steiner is both a friend and a rival on the sheet.
Oh, okay. Well, then I've not marked the sheet properly, but I'll figure it out.
Okay, we'll figure it out. I want to say that you're all wealthy members of the community of Doskvol. So you have which is different from standard Blades in the Dark. You have a lot of money in terms of stash. Stash is a measure of your wealth. It doesn't specify what kind of wealth you have, what kind of possessions. It just specifies the value of what you have and your families. You are allowed to use this stash for your endeavors. Also, will be allowed to do this in your downtime, to change them into coin to fuel your projects or whatever you do. We'll see what we can do now. Before we start, I just want to, I may have forgotten to just have a look at our lines and veils. And if someone needs to add something or to that, you can do this now. So for lines, we have sexual assault and violence, homophobia, racism, sexism, harm to pregnant women and infants, and cannibalism. For veils, we have torture by PCs, consensual sex, harm to children. We are interested in content such as religion and horror and gore. And that's it. So take a little minute to think if you need to add something. And if not, you can just write okay in the chat and we can continue.
Are you good with the lines and veils, Brendan?
Yes, I am.
Cool.
Okay, thanks. So the first thing we have to do is when we start downtime, the first thing is payoff. In this version of Blades, you earn your rep and your coin to increase your status or tier. But since you and your scores don't earn coin, we will translate this into rep so that you can advance faster. So I have already done the calculations to make it a little bit quicker. For your last score, you have earned 2 rep by default, and also 2 rep from your coin. That means a total of 4 rep. I think I have entered that in your crew sheet. But
nope, I've just done it.
Okay, and you have earned 1 heat, which is because your score was smooth and quiet and with very low exposure, but as a complication from one of your actions in the score, you have earned 1 heat, meaning you are someone have maybe heard that something has happened, and if the story comes to you, if this heat accumulates, then you may have more problems with anyone who you could have problems with. During downtime, after heat, we are doing entanglements, which
Daniel,
yes.
Daniel, I've lost access to the crew tab for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh,
I may have altered the name to be the Lost Crown, the Lost Crown crew. Sorry.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's not visible?
Yeah, it's sorted alphabetically. Now it's the second last one. Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
Got it. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So the name of your crew is the Lost Crown crew. Okay. Entanglement is the role to see what happens after the score, if there are some bad consequences from what you have done, and it's rolled with your wanted level, which is 0 at the beginning, and 0 meaning you get to roll 2 dice and pick the lower die, which is better. So Brandon, why don't you roll for the crew, since you are as a sort of introduction? Okay.
I think I put 2d6. I clicked d6 twice, and now I'm going to roll. and we'll see what we get. And look at that.
Oh,
A perfect roll for entanglement.
okay. Okay, so it means your heat is 0 to 3, and that means that that's a perfect roll. So you have gang trouble or the usual suspects. Meaning so if you lack a gang or other cohort with a flaw, there is no entanglement, which means not really anything bad has happened. You rolled well in this in this instance. So there is nothing less. We have established that you have killed a couple of thieves who have been running away from the police, the blue coats, and they sort of hid in your church, but they didn't know that you were there. So you cleaned them out, and made it, done it with in a very silent way. So there is no real entanglements. Okay, before we start downtime, there on this sheet that I'm showing on your table, there are 6 kinds of downtime actions, and each of you is able to do 2 downtime actions for free for each downtime session of downtime. Before we do that, I want to do a little bit of a crew creation. You have chosen that the name of the crew is the Lost Crown crew, the same as your deity, which is nice. And now the second thing to choose is your special ability. If you look at your crew sheet, there under special abilities, there are a couple of them. So maybe if you're okay with this, I will ask one of you to choose this, and then others to choose other things. So maybe let's start with Anton this time, or Will. Can you choose a special ability for your crew?
I think we should go. Do we want to go with the completely non-rule, non-defined, your deity sometimes manifests in the physical world? This can be a great boon, which sounds amazing. Yeah, just because it has no actual rules attached to it whatsoever entirely. But I think I have to go with that one, basically.
Apart from the phrase, you have been warned.
So yes, glory incarnate, which I I feel like it's not defined and like the rest. I will go with obviously the way that it manifests is in a crown of fire, and the wearer of it becomes the avatar of the lost crown.
Very nice.
So an aspect of the deity for good or ill.
And maybe it can be a willing participant, or perhaps it can be whichever sucker we've managed to put on this wooden crown or whatever it is, right? But yes.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, we'll see how that works out. Under this, you have crew upgrades, and you're able to choose 2, or to put 2 points of upgrades to your crew. I can explain a little bit about this. There are basic upgrades: cult rigging, ritual sanction in lair, elite adepts, elite thugs, ordained. And under quality, you have items, meaning that if you choose to have, for example, quality documents or quality tools, they are better quality and you have better effect when you use them. Under lair, you have upgrades to your lair, and under training, you get better training for some of your skills or actions. But I think this is not really useful since we're only playing 3 sessions, so there won't be enough time to progress very much in this manner.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe Jose, can you choose one upgrade for?
I'm guessing here. I
Yeah.
don't know. So what does elite adepts mean?
Elite adepts means you have a sort of a cohorts. You can get them, and when you choose for them to be elite, that means they are better at what they do, and they get +1 die for or they're just like better quality. As a cult crew, you have some sort of adepts as a start, 1 or 2 adepts, but I would like to introduce them during this session. So if you want to choose elite adepts, you can choose this upgrade, and they will when we meet them, they will be better.
I see. Well, I like the sound of ritual sanctum in lair, because I know Anton is going to be performing rituals, and we'll need to perform rituals. So maybe I don't know what that one does, but it sounds good.
Probably improves my effect for workshops.
Yeah.
And stuff. So yeah, I'd like, and it's also, isn't that what we see last session was a ritual workshop, right? So it seems perfect.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, so you can choose that, and Brandon, can you choose another one?
Not to metagame, but out of the available options, I'd say cult rigging and elite adepts are the only ones that will see any use in the next 2 sessions.
Right. I'm not familiar enough with Blades in the Dark to really know how
Okay.
important extra freeload is.
Not hugely important, I think, in the next 2 sessions.
So let's go with elite adepts then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that since we don't play a lot of sessions, none of the choices are really very influential, but just for flavor, I think. Yeah. And the last thing we have to choose for the crew is the location of your church. And I will put the map up.
You know it's near the river.
Which river?
Yeah. So
that's exactly.
I mean, the Dosk River kind of pervades Doskvol.
Yeah, there are a lot of canals to Doskvol, so you can put it anywhere. I will give you a few suggestions to see what you can choose from. There are some really poor places in the south. I think I would like for the church to be not in those parts, but you have Brightstone, which is on the northern part, which is sort of where richer people live, but not the rulers of the city who live on the little island of White Crown, which is in the northernmost part. Also, you have 6 Towers, which is sort of gloomy district that was once very rich, and you have a lot of some of the places are still there are big mansions and castles, but also very parts of it are ruined and left in the dark. So there's a lot of space to work here. Charter Hall is a place of administration, and also where the academia is, so the colleges and schools. And in the west there is Silk Shore, which is a kind of a night pleasure part of the town with nightclubs and casinos, cafes for everyone.
Given our cover is as respectable members of the community who probably live in Brightstone, therefore,
Yeah.
I'd like to put my 2 penneth worth in for 6 towers by the river on the grounds that it's not too far away from home. Who wants to travel to sacrifice people when you can do it around the corner?
Well, we could simply do it on our doorstep, but I will say that 6 Towers coincidentally has 3 dots out of 4 in occult influence in the Blades Guide, whereas Brightstone merely has a 2.
Well, that would explain why we didn't do it on the premises.
Yes.
Is this the
and
rough guide to Doskvol you're looking at?
It is. I got 6 Towers, the best places to eat, coffee, and of course, Skurlock Manor, my noble patron, is nearby. Perhaps it was he who told us about this church, this forgotten church on the edge of 6 Towers. Perhaps it was he who owns the deed to it, in fact.
Exactly. So if you want to be close to the river, and I'm putting a token somewhere, you can move it if you want, Alan, to a better place. This is close to the barrier, to the electroplasmic barrier that separates the city from the wild parts, from the wilderness full of monsters and dangerous creatures. So yeah,
I think I've arranged
good
it
choice.
so the bottom left corner is in the middle of this this ruined building or block of buildings, because we know that it had to have a lane or a road of some kind going past it, didn't it? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'll just say that coincidentally, you have put it directly on where Skurlock Manor is by Canada, which I think is incredible.
Well, no, okay, then let's put it across the road from Skurlock Manor there.
Yeah,
so you're
perfect.
neighbors with Lord Skurlock, okay? And yeah, while we're at it, Anton, you are close to this guy. What is your connection? Tell me a little bit.
Oh, why, Lord Skurlock is a most learned gentleman is the wrong word. Entity, I suppose one might say. He's far beyond human. But he is, so much of our work is impossible. We are working from old texts, artifacts of a world long gone. Skurlock was there. The legends are true. He saw the sun. And he indulges me in my little pastime.
Okay, which is great. And you are, of course, his friend, but I would say that because you are in his turf, around his turf, the rules say that you have to have a faction which you have to if you operate on some higher tier factions turf, you have to pay them a coin after each score to keep this to keep working, to get permission from them to have your little operation. Skurlock is a friend.
And friends pay their debts, of course.
Yes, but yeah, friends pay their debts. So you have a choice of either paying them 1 coin or getting a better sort of a negative connection with them. But
what use is money when it comes to such things? Knowledge is the true power.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and reduce 1 coin from your crew?
Different kinds of knowledge.
Can I reduce it from my entire 35 stash?
Yes, but you pay when you exchange stash for coin, you pay 2 stash for 1 coin. So you have to put 2 stash. You also have some coin in your vault, and if you want, you can use that too.
Yeah, but I've got 33 stash, so I may as well just use it for stuff, right? Because otherwise, what's the point in having so much money?
Yeah, okay. So we are establishing that Skurlock is the one who gave you the location, and he's sort of an owner, but not really. But you are now free to use this church as you want. And we have established that the church is sort of made of tree statues that support the roof, and is built in a very organic way, if I remember correctly. But also parts of it are ruined. There's some cracks in the roof, and you can see a really bright star from this crack in the roof, which you can't see when you go outside of the church. And there are also some strange noises, strange tinkling noises that you can't find the source of. They're sort of elusive in a way. So the church is yours, but it's a little bit strange. And you now have, each of you have 2 downtime actions to do. I will put the actions. So you can acquire asset, which means that you can find something that you want to use in one of your scores or anywhere else. You can start a long-term project. This means almost anything that you want to do. You can recover. I think none of you have harm, or I think maybe the dragon has some harm.
Yes, I ended up with a graze on my shoulder.
Yeah, so you can get treatment for that to recover your health. To reduce heat, you use the reduce heat downtime action. Also, you can train to have to improve one of your actions, or you can indulge vice, which means to lower your stress. I think some of you have a little bit of stress, but not too much. When you reduce stress, there is also a possibility that you will overindulge in your stress, which means when you roll to reduce stress, when you do your stress action, it means that you roll your worst attribute. Attributes are the ones that you have, the big ones. So insight, prowess, and resolve. You roll your worst attribute, and then you reduce as much stress as the highest roll gives you. But if you overindulge, if you remove more stress than you have, then you may have caused some problems for you or for your crew. And this is shown what can happen here. So let's go around the table again and see what you want to do. So each of you have 2 downtime actions, but you can also pay one coin or 2 stash to have another one. If you take too much downtime actions, it's not defined how long they last. They can be a week or 2. It's not defined, but if there are too many, then some things can happen between them. Okay, so let's start with the dragon again. And see.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sure.
So, with considering the short time frame of we're only having 3 sessions, does that mean that some of these make more sense for us to do than others?
Yeah, I would say that reducing heat is not a problem right now. Training is not very useful because you need a lot of stuff to train. So either you want to acquire an asset or you want to start a project. Or if you have stress, you can indulge vice. But I don't think you really need more than, if you have 2 or 3 stress. I don't know who has the most. That's maybe not enough to do any stress reduction.
Okay.
So what you can do, you can skip your downtime, and you can use it as a flashback on a score later if you see fit. So I don't know if I have talked about flashbacks before, but I think Jose for you. So the rules of blades are made so that you don't need to do a lot of preparation for your scores. We assume when you go into entanglement, we assume that you have prepared as well as you can, and you can always during a score or at any time you can call for a flashback to say, oh, I have prepared for this, I have the right thing to do, and then we play the scene out, or you just pay one stress for this flashback, and you have you do what you have to do for the obstacle at hand. This is a really neat tactics because it reduces a lot of time to plan, and also avoids having plans being not useful for what happens during the score. So you can also skip your downtime actions, and you can save them for the score if you want.
So then if I skipped my downtime, I would have 2 flashbacks in the bank that I could use at any point?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, got it. Thanks.
Sure. That might, depending on how difficult is, you may pay 1 stress for each, but basically 1 stress for each downtime.
All right, thanks.
Okay. If you have any ideas what you want to do, you can do it, or you can choose to skip 1 or 2. So, Sir Skara Duggan.
Well, I am going to seek some treatment.
Okay.
Because this grey shoulder is just annoying me.
Okay. So this is like a long-term project. You can if you don't have a doctor to heal you, you can try to do it yourself, but you are at 0 tier. So you just roll 2 dice and pick the worst one, or you can find the doctor by using the second downtime action to acquire this asset, like as a doctor, to find a doctor.
Okay, so if I acquire an asset first, i.e. find a doctor,
yeah,
I could then use them in the second action.
Yes, and you can use money for acquiring asset to improve the tier of your doctor that you
Yeah,
find.
I'll throw anything necessary at it.
Okay, so yeah, so go ahead and roll your tier, which is 0 right now.
So that's 2 dice, take the lowest one.
Yes.
1, 2, roll. Oh, it's a pair of 6s.
Ah,
Oh, this is great. So a 6 means that is tier +1, means that is a tier 1 doctor that you can find. But you can also use coin to bump this result beyond to reach higher quality tiers.
Oh yes, I mean this is what is the point of being well off if you don't employ the best people you can find?
Yeah. So for two coin per tier, meaning 4 stash, you can get the best doctor, like a tier 3 or 4 doctor.
So let me reduce stash by 4. Did you say?
Yes. This would get you a tier 3 doctor.
I think that's the absolute minimum that one should be prepared to deal with. Otherwise, you can catch very nasty things.
Okay, is this a doctor that you know from before? Is this some kind of
Yeah, I think he's probably a former Scotland military surgeon.
Oh, that's great.
So I think he was probably my Surgeon General or something.
Okay, so and while he's treating you, he asks you, this is a really nasty wound. Where did you get it? What happened?
And I look at him and I say, you know all too well never to ask me that kind of question.
I know. I'm just making conversations, and
Yes,
I know you wouldn't answer me.
I'm not one of those fancy ladies that your practice now deals with. I've known you for 20 years, you little shit. So treat me and then fuck off.
Well, using this language is okay with me, but keeping my mouth shut is a different issue. And
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
and that is actually the money that you pay for to keep this this secret. And now
Yes,
you can
I pay bloody well.
and now you can roll 3 dice to have your
Okay, let's go. 1, 2, 3. That's a 4 is my best.
yeah. A 4 means 2 segments, which
Okay,
means that
and
you
there's a
you have
healing clock down here, isn't there?
you have a healing clock, and you mark 2 segments, and when you mark all 4 of them, you reduce your harm by 1 level, and your level 1 harm is cleared.
Do I need to make a note of that, Doctor? Somewhere?
Yeah, you can name him if you
Okay.
want.
There's somewhere down here to put notes, I think, isn't there?
There is,
Yes, there is.
yeah,
There we go.
you can put them on there's a notes tab.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to Septimus.
Well, Septimus only has 2 stress at the moment. I get 2 stress for adding 1 die to a pool, right? Is that correct, or is it 1 stress? I wasn't sure
stress,
last
yeah.
time. It was 2
It's
stress.
2,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so I have 2 because I added 1 die to one roll.
Yeah.
So that doesn't seem enough to go on a bender.
Yeah, I don't think that's enough. Yeah, I mean, you
and,
can go on a bender, but you don't,
I could
It's
overindulge.
fun.
yeah, you don't reduce stress. You can do it like in your free time. Yeah,
Oh, just for fun.
yeah,
Well, I'm sure he would not. He wouldn't indulge too hard, but he might indulge his vice a little bit. But I don't have to officially indulge my vice for him to have some good
exactly.
times, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sure Septimus would go down to the Night Court, which is his favorite whorehouse, and pick up some rough trade there, I think. When he's feeling really indulgent, he goes to the docks, a much more dangerous proposition. But at the Night Court, things are a little bit more controlled, so I don't think he's going to get into trouble with that. But other than that, I don't think he's going to do any other particular downtime activities, and I'll reserve those for flashbacks, which sound really cool.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on to Anton. Do you want to do something, or you just skip?
No, I would love to do something. I am just trying to work out the best way to use my ridiculous stash of coin to break the game.
You're free to do this in this instance.
Which I think I would like to acquire an asset, and I would like to acquire a hull.
Oh,
yeah,
very nice. Maybe you can explain what kind of hull and what is a hull?
A hull is basically a ghost-driven robot. Quite high tier. Normally takes 6 long-term projects to make your own one, but I would just like to acquire the temporary use of it. And I think that the hull I would like to acquire would have spider climbing abilities, and let's see, and a lifelike appearance.
Okay.
So to acquire an asset, and its temporary use, yes, I'm simply borrowing one from a friend, a noble patron. Of course, he must put down payment on such things, because I can't guarantee that it will return unharmed. So to gain the temporary use of an asset, I roll the crew's tier, which is 0, I suppose, at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So that means I roll 2 dice, right, and take the lowest result.
Right. Right.
Which is only a 2, which means that it is
Which
0.
means, yeah, 0 tier. Yeah.
Okay, 0 tier. But I think that a hull would probably need to be a tier 4 minimum, I would think, based upon the fact that it's a ridiculously high thing. So I will spend 8 coin to bring it up.
Yeah, let's do
I will
this.
take all that out of my stash and stuff, remembering the double coins for stash.
Yeah.
So now I have a hull, and I think the hull's name is. Does anyone have a name for a hull off the top of their head?
A spider.
Spider.
Oh, the spider. Yes.
Nice.
Arachne. Let's call it Arachne.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little mechanical familiar.
Yeah.
Jose, there is, but it's in the book. I'm not sure if it's in the thing. It's also not as thorough as you would like it to be. I'll be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah. There are explanations for your standard gear, but not much more. Okay, so Siobhan, do you want to do something before you meet or get together with the crew?
Yeah, so actually, before I get together with the crew.
Yeah.
I don't think so. No.
Okay, so you can save your downtime actions for flashbacks later if you want to do something. Okay.
Can I quickly do another one, just because it occurs to me I got 2 downtime actions?
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
I would like to acquire the ritual of the crown.
Okay, and
The head that wears the crown.
How does this work? Do you know?
So rituals are apparently a 8 tier, 8 segment clock to learn.
Okay.
And can go into it can look at the details a bit further, but I'm looking at it as a long-term. It's a long-term project to learn it. I think that would be. I'd be rolling my attune, I think, to tap into the ghost field and everything.
Okay.
And I mark segments on the clock according to my results. 1 to 3 is 1, 4 to 5 is 2, 6 is 3, critical is 5.
Okay, and since you can pay coin to do more downtime actions, I think we can shorthand this, and you can just use this downtime action and pay coin to improve your as the same as acquire assets, to improve your result, if you know what I mean.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, so that we don't do this,
Yeah.
A lot of time.
I can already do that. Apparently, that's part of the rules.
Okay. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Even better.
So, and Daniel, what is the crown like as sacrifices?
What is the crown?
Or what is it like as a sacrifice?
Yes.
Have we defined that?
No, we have
We
not.
haven't. No.
I think the crown spoke to me something about that, and I'm bringing a sacrifice.
And who or what are you bringing as a sacrifice?
Well, that's it's basically an asset. Well, it's maybe it's someone I found.
Okay.
So just looking at my stats, I have 2 in attune. Yeah, 2 in attune, and then I get to add another one because I think my friend or contact Skurlock can help me with this. That'll be 3d6.
Yeah.
And that is a 5. On a 5, I mark 2 segments. I will spend 4 more stash to bring that up to a critical, which is 5.
Okay.
And then I'll buy another downtime action with that and do it again. And that's a 5, which brings me up to 2 segments. I'll spend another stash to bring it up to 3 segments. I have now done an entire ritual, and now I know the ritual, of which I will think about while we're playing.
Okay.
You know.
Can I just check in? So is that when you say spend a stash? Do you mean spend 2 stash
Yeah.
in order to spend a coin? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have rinsed through my stash, just so we're all clear.
Okay.
On the thing,
Because if we can buy extra downtime, I'd like to get additional treatment from Dr. Ferrick Stench.
Oh, yeah, you can do this. Yeah. Yeah.
So how much stash do you want me to spend?
So you spend 2 stash, you spend 1 coin to have an extra downtime action. So
Okay.
it's just 2 stash.
And remind me how I determine how recovery goes.
What did you get from your recovery before, Alan? Because you could have just spent the stash to improve it.
Oh, I got 2 segments. What would it cost me to make it 4?
It would cost you a critical, so you would need to boost all the way up to a 6.
Actually, if you still have this asset that you acquired, the doctor.
Yeah.
So you can use him as well for this. So you can roll as he is a 3 again. You can make another roll.
I think it's probably cheaper to try again and then boost this if necessary.
Yeah, it would be a total of 4 stash from the looks of things.
So how many dice do I roll this time?
3.
3.
You
So
have a tier 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. That is a 5.
And that is also that is another 2 segments, which is enough for you. Yeah.
Fine. So fine.
Okay.
I shall get rid of my grazed shoulder then. And presumably clear the clock.
Yeah.
Jobs are good. Right.
Great.
Quick question. Could I purchase another downtime to transform it into a flashback? To have 3 flashbacks in the bank?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. But you don't even have to do this now. You can do this on the
fly.
On the fly, yes. You just pay for another, and you explain. Of course, we do everything if it's feasible
right,
in the fiction. But yes, you can do it if you have a lot of money. You can do it as much as you can. Okay.
And we haven't talked about weapons or things like that. I mean, do I need to worry about anything like that, or are we all armed? And
if you have a look at your sheet, you'll find if you go to load and items, you'll find a list of stuff that you can have.
Yeah.
You don't have to declare it.
You don't have to decide what you have in advance. You can declare it during the score. You just have to decide your load for the score, if you are light loaded or heavy loaded, or we will do this at the beginning of the score. And then if you have for example, if you're heavy loaded, then you can have 6 weights of items. You just call up the items that you just declare. I have a gun if it's on your item list.
Okay.
And even if not, you can also flashback into acquiring an asset to make a downtime action to acquire another asset if you want something special, like what Anton has got you.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, so let's have a 5-minute break now. Oh, yeah. Sorry, if you, Brandon.
Narratively, and I'll spend whatever stash you want here, but I don't want to do mechanics. Yes, I'm bringing a gift for the church since this is my.
Okay, let's have a short break now, 5-minute break, and then we will see how Siobhan has. We entered the free play segment of the play and see how what you're doing with the church and how Siobhan has joined the group, and then we will look for a score. Okay, so see you in 5-ish minutes. Okay. Jose, if you need to leave earlier, we will try to end the score earlier so that we have time for a debrief, and you can
Okay. Sorry about that.
skip that. Okay, we're back. So after your little skirmish with the thieves, you found that they didn't really. They had some crates with them, and we have established that from one of the crates, Rajul has said that in one of the crates that there was a seal from a noble family, and Alan has suggested that it's from his rival Grace's family. So do you know maybe, Alan, what does the seal look like? Is it a big object or is it something small?
I think now when a seal, either something, is it the thing that you make a seal with, or is it an example of the seal? Because I like the idea that it's a fairly chunky piece of material. Yeah. So either it's a kind of one of those kind of seals, or it's a lump of wax in which that seal has been impressed. I'm quite interested in it being an impression of the seal. So we'd have to do something with it in order to fake it. Yeah. But it is a cast against which we could make a seal, perhaps.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So, and other than that, in those crates, there were not really a lot of valuable stuff, or the stuff that seemed valuable. So mostly old books, some old paintings. There is no gold. There were no weapons. Nothing that you can sell or use. Just some kind of, ruined and seemingly worthless books and pieces of silver and stuff like that. There was a lot of them, but they don't seem to have any value directly, other than the seal. And Skara, do you want to name the family from the seal, or should I?
Yeah, let's call them Undertow.
Undertow.
Yeah, the Undertows.
Okay, so it's Grace Undertow.
Yeah, as in deep and able to suck you down.
Great. And what is the family's specialty? What do they do?
I think that they are. I think they're probably something to do with. What's the options here? Hang on, let me. I think they're in law.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're kind of administrators, senior administrators in Doskvol.
Okay, very nice, very nice. Okay. Okay, so yeah, you're in the church, and time has passed. You had some time to recover, to prepare your rituals. And Anton, what is your ritual about? Do you have it figured out already, or not yet? Or maybe an idea how you prepare for it?
I think that my ritual is it's going to cost me 2 stress, I think.
Okay.
Because stress, yeah, so very vague.
Yeah.
All these things are very specific. They're also like, there's all of these things that you must do, but also they're very vague about what it is. The magnitude of the forces to bear. You know what? I'll go with 3, and I think that the ritual is it's this lovely carved wooden crown, and it may be used to make our Lord physically manifest to those who wear it in a time of need.
Very nice. So you make the actual crown, and it's made of wood.
It's made of wood. It's roughly carved, in the starlight of the that goes through the church.
Very nice, very nice. Okay, so let's go with Jose. What do you do when you? I mean, do you do something about the church, or just when they are preparing, while Anton is preparing? Do you just go and have fun, or do you do some way to prepare to church, or have any ideas what to do with your place?
My place in the church, in the
actual church, or what to do with it? That's what I meant.
With the physical or the organization?
The physical church, or church. Either. I mean, yeah. Whatever you want to do.
Well, one thing that I think is, I think we established last time that Septimus has a way of spotting people who might be good recruits for the Lost Crown. He sees this light emanating from their face. They speak to him somehow directly. So I think Septimus has a project in his mind, maybe it's a long-term project at some point, of recruitment and bringing on more people. And he wants to recruit from kind of the highest echelons of society, because those are going to be the people that are the most powerful. And he's particularly wanting to thinking about like diplomats from other regions that have come to Doskvol, and so he's looking at the possibilities of what's the right word, trolling these diplomatic soirees for new recruits. And so that's one of the things on his mind.
Okay, great. So well, we said that you already have as a crew your first cohort, and it means one or two people who will be your adepts. Mm-hmm. So maybe you want to think about what kind of people you want to have, and give them a name. Let's say that it's two of them. Okay. And they will be your elite adepts, meaning that they do when they do stuff that they're specialized for, they do it at a higher tier than yours. Usually that would be 0 tier, which is yours right now, but they always have a +1 die for doing that. Mm-hmm. And while Jose is doing this, Septimus, I'm sorry. What is Siobhan doing? How is she preparing for? How is she approaching the church? Did you get a call to meet them, or you? I mean, you have got a message from the Lost Crown God to go to that church. You have seen this location in your visions or dreams, but what did it look like? How did it manifest?
Well, I was told where it was. It was described in careful detail. I actually haven't seen it. But since the person describing it was dead, I took him rather seriously. And he stayed dead too, but he talked for a while, which was very unusual. So I found his words very persuasive, and I've chosen to come by and to see what they're about.
Okay, so you're in front of this church, which is in a sort of a dark. I mean, the Doskvol is always dark when there is no lights, but this is a dark part of the 6 Towers district, and there is this small church detached from other buildings, far away, a little bit further from the street. I mean, you can almost pass by it without noticing it, but you know where it is. You know it is, and it seems like it's built from trees, like made, turned to stone or made out of stone. And there is a big door, wooden door, and the start. What do you do? Do you just enter, or do you call out?
This is their knocker on the door. I'll say there is.
Yeah.
I'll use it.
Okay. Skara, who opens the door?
I'm right in thinking Anton is busy ritualing, and is Septimus, are you on the premises or are you recruiting? Or have you recruited? I wasn't certain.
I think we'd established that I'd already recruited those elite
Fine.
adepts. I'm just trying to identify them, so I should be around.
Okay, so the logical thing is for Septimus to open the door, so I could knife anyone who was inappropriate.
So you're behind the door, or
Yes.
standing by. Okay.
Oh, well, so one door opens, and there's Septimus, and I'm kind of here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The
Hello, well met.
crown spoke to me. And really, if you're going to wait in ambush, you should bathe more often.
Septimus takes a look over at Skara. She does have a point.
And so Scar will come round the door and say, so hand on his dagger, I suppose.
And she is, how big is Scar?
He's a big lad.
Okay.
I describe him as a big middle-aged man who carries himself
Yes.
proudly, blah, blah, blah.
This woman,
Affable until his eyes go cold.
yeah, she seems younger, short, slight. She's wearing for her is a long coat and gloves, and she has strange eyes that are a little unsettling if you look directly into them. But she smiles.
What can we do for you? And what do you mean the crown spoke to you?
Oh, well, he identified himself. That identified itself as the crown.
Did it now?
Yes, and he used the mouth of a dead man. 2 different ones, actually, at different times.
Curiouser and curiouser. I think this conversation has passed beyond Skara's area of competence. Because clearly it's another loony. You should
good,
talk to the other.
You're good with your hands, she says to Scar. I like that.
You should talk to the other madman. Get off the street. Get in.
Thank you.
And
My name is
nudge her towards Anton.
Ah, Siobhan, the White Death.
Yes.
I knew you were coming. We're all here.
Old friends.
Yes. Yes. Older than the stars.
Oh, excuse me, just a moment. Keep the door open just a second. She keeps the door open just a second and gestures, and a big hawk comes in and settles on her shoulder.
Fascinating. I have a pet too.
This is Little Kill.
Little Kill. Interesting. I click my fingers, and from above on the ceiling comes down this hideously rotating porcelain face.
Yes, Siobhan has from Siobhan's empty hand sprouts a pistol, leveled at that thing. Until a moment later, when she sees that it's not a threat, and
Okay.
then she puts it away.
Skara's hand fills with steel the second that the pistol comes out, and Anton's like,
Now,
"Oh,
Skara, the strange thing is this is the pistol made looks like it made out of brass.
Well, I don't perceive that to be a problem because it's going to blow up. So that's fine by me. That just suggests that you don't know anything about firearms, which reassures Skara, because they're messy weapons at the best of times. But he's come to the conclusion that you're more likely to hurt yourself with that than hurt him. Because it's brass. I mean, nobody makes a gun out of brass. That's just stupid.
we are all here, and the stars are right, one might say. Have we rolled entanglement yet?
Yeah, we have.
Okay, what was the entanglement again? Sorry.
It was
There
zero. It
wasn't
was zero. It was a one.
No, 0.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
For the
nothing.
critical miss.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm your entanglement.
mhm. Well,
So-
I think that it is time for us to pursue the great works. No, we have acquired our temple.
This place has ghosts.
Yes, yes, it does.
They're not all benign.
No, they're not.
I hunt ghosts.
Oh well, please leave these ones. They're useful.
Are you sure?
Yes, the great work requires many moving parts, old and new, and dead and alive. Let's hope that we remain on the right side of that.
I'll take your word for it. For now.
I could get used to some people taking my word for things. Maybe I should write them down in a book later.
Well-
Later, of course.
I've encountered a lot of odd things, but never corpses that spoke to me after they should have lost the power of doing so. That was a new one. So here I am.
Now, I
The
suppose.
crown moves in mysterious ways.
It does.
Yeah, Anton, you have finished working on your crown, and it's ready for, or almost ready for action.
Mm.
Have you presented it to the rest of the crew?
I think I rest this rough-hewn wooden crown, very paganistic, on top of our Hull's head. And I say, Arachne will hold on to this for now, for it is not active for her. But this, well, a crude representation of what we are working towards, what we are hoping to bring. Any who wears this crown will be our Lord, our vision, our power.
You're joking.
No, I would not. I'm not joking. I would not wear it now, though. However, the process could be quite traumatic. Perhaps it would be useful to, a willing vessel, or an unwilling vessel, as the case may be.
Does it? Does the nature of the vessel matter?
It must be a living soul, a person.
What exactly does it do?
I can't wait to find out.
You don't really know, do you?
Oh, the mysteries will be revealed to us in time, Septimus. Look, this
We
church.
don't have time.
But all things come in time, Sir Skara. You must have faith.
Your faith is well and good, but I was promised results.
Then by all means, Sir Skara, wear the crown. It's on your head.
And as
Your
you're
head be it. Did you really say that?
as you're talking, you hear outside. You have closed the door, but you hear sound outside. There is you hear the wheels of a chariot or something like that approaching with a couple of because there are no horses in Doskvol, but there are goats who pull the pull the chariot. So you hear a sound, and you as you peek through the windows or the doors, you see a really big big chariot with a couple of people dressed like, armed people, not policemen, but just like some kind of guards following it. And it stops before the street, before the entrance to the church, and an very well dressed, richly dressed older woman climbs out of it with a huge black hat full of silver sparkled feathers, and she gets out of the chariot, and she goes out. She proceeds to approach the church, and knocks on the door with the same knock.
Position, Septimus.
Seems like this is the day for guests at our newfound sanctuary. Always so many
Take
welcome.
it you weren't expecting this company either?
No, as Anton says, all will be revealed in time, no doubt. I open the door.
Does
and-
Anton say that?
Anton does say that always. He actually just said it
Depressingly
ago.
And I am always right.
How can you be always right about the indefinite future?
And as you open the door, this woman who is really well dressed and full of jewelry. She seems very rich, and you maybe even recognize her as she presents herself. She says, "Good evening. My name is Lady Penderyn." And this name. The Penderyns are one of the biggest noble houses in Doskvol. They are the one of in the city council, and she is like the head of the house. She says, "I'm sorry to inquire in such late hours, but I believe a couple of weeks ago, a group of thieves stole something from me, and they are said to be going or heading somewhere in this direction. So maybe you have seen or heard something about it. They stole some not very valuable stuff, but some old books and pieces of scrap metal that are not very valuable but very dear to me. So maybe you know something about it, or you know where I can look for." And she keeps trying to, in a nice manner, to look inside your church, to see what's inside.
The crack in the door, receptionist stand. Well,
Yeah.
Is it likely that we know this woman socially?
Yeah. She is like the top, so she may not remember you. I mean, your face is specifically, but if you say your names, she may have heard of you or your families.
Because I'm just not certain whether we want her to know us.
Yeah. Okay, Siobhan, you want to do something?
My family sells to them. They've been good customers.
Okay, Septimus, you are at the door.
Gardenia, hibiscus, a little bit of musk. I'd say that's ancient pattern number 6 or 7.
Never 5.
No, 5.
5 is wouldn't suit her particular chemistry.
Okay, so yeah,
everyone's different.
I think you feel this scent or perfume coming from her, and inside you can smell it.
She's wealthy.
Yeah,
we should let her in and talk to her.
Okay, you whisper that to Septimus, who is the only person at the door. She can only see you now.
Right.
Maybe she doesn't know your face, because it's dark. So if you reveal herself, there may be a chance that she might recognize one of you at least.
Mhm. And Septimus says, "My lady, the hour is late, and this is a dangerous part of town. What you lost must be very important for you not to have sent a servant to fetch it and to have come yourself."
Yeah, I was curious about what was going on here. I was told by the Bluecoats that this is the place where they disappeared, the thieves, together with what they stole from me. So I'm just looking around, and yes, you might say that these items are valuable to me. But your question implies that you know something about this. Since you haven't answered no immediately.
We have only recently taken possession of this building, so it may have predated anything, but there has been quite a bit of clutter around here. If you could tell me more about what you're looking for, perhaps I could make some inquiries. I should also say, outside of character, that I took the "no one can lie to me," or they can lie to me, but I'll know it skill, just so that everybody knows that.
Okay, so you of course you realize that it's obvious that she wants something that you have, but it's not clear what. But she says, yeah, maybe you found some old books or some silverware, or maybe some pieces of wax, like a seal or something. Family stuff. They don't belong to me necessarily, but they might. I'm even willing to offer a prize if you can look around, maybe, or let me look around. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name.
My name is Septimus Carlisle.
Oh, you're of the Carlisle family.
Yes, my father is the Earl.
I know that he has 7 sons, right?
I am the youngest, my lady.
So, in that case, because we are all nobles here, you can show me around your establishment or what you're doing here. I have no things to hide.
Please, come join us. And Septimus opens the door.
Scara is going to just drift into the shadows. He doesn't want to be seen by her unless it's absolutely necessary.
Mm-hmm.
And he's contemplating ending her.
Killing her.
She's a symbol of everything about the Empire.
Took one step too far. Okay, Shoan is hiding also, or
No.
Okay, you're right there.
No, I hide professionally, not otherwise.
Okay, what about Anton?
A new member of the faith.
I will a little kiddo does fly up into the rafters of the church, though, and perches up there in the darkness, presumably looking down on everyone.
Okay.
Do you wish to retrieve something, my lady?
Yes, I'm looking. You're a strange group of people here. I wasn't expecting to find a noble here, let alone a couple of them.
We are adherents to the Immortal One.
Have you, by any chance, encountered some sort of seals or pieces of that are belong to, or signs of some other noble families here in Doskvol? did you find something in here that looks like it's stolen?
Stolen?
Yeah.
Oh,
Shocking, isn't it?
Yeah, shocking.
no. No, everything within these walls, well, belongs to exactly who they should belong to.
Okay. She.
May I hand you a pamphlet, dear lady?
Of course. And she's.
I have found that if you pray on these things, sometimes they make their way back to you.
She's sizing you up and telling. What is it that you're talking about? She looks at the pamphlet that you handed her. She says, "Are you trying to distract me from what I'm asking you?"
I'm trying to enlighten you, Lady Penderyn. I'm trying to give you the answer.
This is a church, after all.
What
Do you
does
mind
one
if-
come to a church for if not to worship?
Yeah, I think Anton is should make some kind of an action roll here.
Uh-huh. It's either that or Arachne murders her and kills everybody.
Yeah. Where is it? Well, Arachne is like in the center of the space, or is it hidden, or?
Yeah, Arachne was standing at the very back of the room, the church, in robes when she walked in. And as the cameras turned around, she's just disappeared from view to be
Okay.
probably directly above us.
Okay.
Sway. What do I have in sway? I have one in sway. Will someone spend a stress to help me out?
Yeah, someone. So you can spend one stress to just add one die to his roll, to Anton's roll.
Back to you,
want.
Septimus. Siobhan and I are not making ourselves obvious.
Mm-hmm. I'm happy to spend a stress to help you out.
Okay.
Okay, so she's she's obviously weirded out. She wasn't explaining. Are you trying to just distract her, or to get her to go away, or you really want to talk to her about the lost crown, or?
I really want to. I mean, we don't actually care that much about these seals and things, do we? They're just objects that we have, ultimately, right?
Yeah. You
But
hear
just to
from the
understand
shadows.
metagame. Yeah. So metagame wise, what's our interest in the seals?
Well, I will want to make a copy of it, I have to say, because I need to get something on Grace in case Grace pulls one on me.
So it's a thing that we can return later as the stars align and thingy. Sorry, I'm just having a quick look at my sheet to see if there's anything of significance. No, there's nothing. Yeah. Well, I rolled 2 and I got a 3 is my highest dice.
A 3. Okay. I'm sorry. I should have said my position and effect. But let's say it's risky standard. Is the default. So she's. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. What did you say? You just want to go away, or?
No. I wanted to convince her to go away and to pray on the matter.
Okay. So she's like she becomes really scared. You see that she's her eyes are widened, and she's
perhaps sees like the slight stain of blood across the floor.
Yeah.
One of the pews.
Yeah,
right?
she sees a stain, and she even notices a shadow of Arachne maybe moving in the no, maybe not.
Those shadows move without Arachne.
Yeah, or Skara, but she senses that something is wrong in this room, and she says, "I just want to." There's a seal of a person, of a family, the Undertows family. It's made of wax, or I just want this because it's important for my family. And
we
also
all want things, Lady Penderyn. And I offered you a means to acquire them. Like, you could acquire anything with the crown's help. Here, just put it on.
Oh, no.
She turns around and goes out of the church.
Septimus follows her.
Okay. There are guards outside. There's 4 of them, and with the coach and 2 goats. She's really scared. You rolled a 3, so she's like scared and she wants to go out. You can follow you. You can try to stop her if you want.
No, I don't want to try to stop her. Well, actually, I let her go out, follow her out, and say, my lady, please. My colleague Anton can be a bit unsettling, but I promise you, I will look into the matter myself. And if you give me a way to contact you, I will let you know what my investigation reveals.
Okay.
I don't know if I need an action for that.
No, she says, I think not. I think she just wants to go away and says, yeah, I just want to seal. My daughter is getting married, and we need it for this. Okay. So if you find this somewhere around, if you find these thieves, you don't have to punish them. I don't care. Just find this. And also there are some paintings, and one of them is my daughter's. So if you find that too, I think you know where to find me. I don't have to give you my address.
I know where your residence is. Yes, my lady.
Okay. Thank you, I guess. And she goes inside the coach and goes away.
And I had no sense in the whole conversation that she was.
Well, the last thing she says seems to be true. The reason why she wants this seal is a little bit dodgy, but her daughter getting married is not really a lie.
It's not a lie, but I have some sense like something was not quite all revealed.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. Septimus comes back into the church. Anton, you scared her off. You were too forward. You have to control yourself. You can't proselytize from the outset. These things have to be worked up to, my friend. Not everyone has the fine sensibilities that you have.
You know, Septimus, and I was hoping that you would open your mouth and you would have directed her away from the church and away from our doings here, but it seemed as though none of you had found your tongue or your swords.
I think there's an opportunity here. We
There's
have
no
leverage.
reason.
Oh, go
No.
ahead, Siobhan.
No, I was simply saying you really shouldn't threaten ability. Assassinate, yes. Threaten, no. They react badly to threats,
There
mostly.
was no threats.
Well,
It was
that's
an
what I'm
offer.
saying.
Yes.
Hmm.
You should not make threats. You should simply end them.
Ending people making inquiries is messy.
I don't want to get involved in the details, the boring
Do you
details. The great
want to-
work is ahead of us all.
If we want her ended, I could do it, but
No.
have
Why do we
better
need to
reason.
end her? She wants something from us. She is in a
do we
position
have
of
what she
great
wants?
power.
Well, we have what she
I think
wishes.
Skara will reach into his coat and produce the said
The said
wax
blob.
impression. I think we have what she wants. I think the question is,
What do
how
we
do we
want from her?
leverage?
And
This is a woman of great power.
I know a way.
And as you're talking, there's you put some of the stuff that was stolen somewhere in the corner in the dark, and you see some of this stuff, and there's a lot of things that you didn't really look at because it seems not very valuable. But somehow from the crack in the roof, a little bit of moonlight comes in, or maybe starlight, but little brighter, and the light falls on one of the paintings that is on the pile, and you see a painting of a young woman who is standing in a pose, in a classical pose for taking a portrait, or sitting, and she is in Doskvol, because there are not really a lot of healthy trees or plants, and when the nobility is painted, they paint them like in a lush natural environment full of flowers and trees, and you see behind her on this painting a set of trees which resemble very much the trees in your church, the stone trees in your church. And on her head is a crown in the painting.
I think we just identified a kidnap victim.
Yeah, and you look, if you take the painting and look behind it, and it says that this is the painting of Zora Penderyn, who is the young heiress of the Penderyn noble house.
Oops.
So
Okay.
we have a score, right?
Yeah,
Penderyn.
I think we should take a break now because we're on the hour, and then we will see how we can start a score. Okay, if you want, you can all have a round of information gathering, a quick round to find out more about what you want before the score, or you can just skip it and go into engagement role and do everything in flashbacks. It's up to you. Okay, but let's have a 5-minute break, and then we'll see about the score. Okay. Mm. Are you getting the hang of what the system does, Jose?
Little by little, little by little.
Yeah. There's a lot of, it's not very complex, but there's a lot of small moving parts, and a lot is left to work out during during play.
Yeah, I have a real blades block that I keep running at it at pace, thinking this time I will burst through the glass ceiling. But it's peculiarly mechanically heavy
Yeah,
for what is basically a story game.
yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is I keep forgetting. I've played a lot of it, and I keep forgetting to do things that you have to do. To some segments, just skip over it because I don't. Sometimes it doesn't feel right, or. But yeah, but it's
Don't get me wrong. I think it is revolutionary.
Yeah.
In a couple of things. One, the idea of don't declare your equipment till you need it. I stole that. The other one is, if in doubt, have a flashback.
Yeah.
I haven't got this. I need that. Have a flashback. I stole that too. So I think it's a fantastically novel game. It's just the mechanical grit. I really have to work hard.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit more hard work than it looks.
I think it gets easier when you run it through and you really hit your themes, like you have to remain very driven to the point kind of stuff.
It's reaching that level of system mastery, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So we are, I think, starting a score.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are on the hour. We have less than an hour to the end. I want to maybe finish the score a little bit earlier because Jose has to leave us earlier. So I kind of framed this based on what you were doing and trying to do, but I figure I guess you want to find someone to try the crown on, right?
Oh, I mean,
and
are we not going after Lady Penderyn?
Yes.
Yeah.
The daughter.
The daughter of Lady
the
Penderyn.
daughter Penderyn is on the painting, so she looks like a good victim. Maybe you want to do a round of gathering information to find out a little bit more about what you do, and then you can choose. Then you can try to figure out what kind of score we want. Okay. So
I have a lovely ritual called dream walking. Perhaps it would be a wonderful way to both gain some information and perhaps lay some little seeds to our intended target.
Okay.
So,
let's see what you want to do. You have okay, dream walking, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what
2 stress to use, and then probably in a tune roll to find out what I learned from it, right? Like how much, and am I able to lay any kind of like, you're the one from my dreams, the crown, it told me that you would be coming kind of thing.
You do that as a flashback.
Yes, I could do. But I could do the dream thing to find out more about her, where she is, that kind of thing, her house.
Yeah, let's try this. So when we make a fortune roll or gather information roll, is fortune roll, it's without position and effect. There are no complications, but the roll determines how much you find out. You always get some information. Mm-hmm. But depending on your role, it's how much you learn. Okay, so you can Anton maybe explain how this looks and what you are trying to find out. So
Yeah. Lady Penderyn goes off. Obviously, we're going to attack in the night, kind of thing, right? Like at the Penderyn estate. At the start of the evening, as all good citizens are going to bed, Anton sits beneath the hole in the ceiling where the light from the star shines down, lights his candles, and Arachne walks around like waving a censer of burning herbs and stuff, and then his eyes roll back in his skull, and he appears in the dreams of the young Lady Penderyn. Gisela, shall we call her?
Zora.
We said Zora.
Zora, cool. Just because we didn't use her name when we were referring to her earlier, so I wasn't sure if she had one. Zora. Okay, going to Zora's dream, and I think that the dream is going to be of the Penderyn estate. It's the dream of a small girl running around and exploring this mansion and every nook and cranny and playing hide and seek. And the thing that seeks her is huge and shadowy and ominous, and she's clutching her friend's hand, Mr. Hightower, as she pulls him darker into the, quickly now, there is a hidden passageway through here or so on, but let's see what I get from the roll.
Okay.
Should be in a tune roll, I think.
So what is the question? What is the question you're asking?
The question
sorry.
I think I'm asking is, what are the secret routes through the Penderyn estate?
Okay. Oh, great. Okay.
And that is 2. I'll use all of my I forgot my fine spirit mask to give me greater effect, perhaps,
yes,
as I attune to it. But it only gives me 2 dice. What would a good devil's bargain be?
Well, I don't see any. This is an action roll, so
Okay.
But if you want,
No, I'll just roll a 2. Sod it.
Okay.
That is a 4.
There's a 4, so this means you get good details. Clarifying and follow-up questions are possible, and also if you are using your spirit mask, it means you get a higher effect. So let's say you can ask a few question or two to clarify. So let's say the Penderyn estate is a huge castle in the northernmost district in White Crown. This is an island where all the richest families live, and the lords of the Doskvol. So and it is over. It looks over a cliff on the edge of the on the island towards the northern part, the ocean, the dark ocean in the north. So it's also close to the electroplasmic barrier, but there is a big cliff in front of the estate, and there the little girl together with Anton is running around on the estate close to this cliff, and she sees a little. You see that there is some kind of it looks a little bit like a rabbit hole, but you can enter it, and when you see some kind of a caves that run underneath the castle, where you can the mansion, where you can maybe find a way inside or under the mansion, or in the underground parts of the mansion. There's like a web of caves possible to go through. Maybe.
Well, nobles are a cowardly and superstitious lot, so yeah, I'll work my way. I will. Clarifying questions. I guess I would just like to ask: do these tunnels perhaps go through into link up with like a cellar wall or something inside the thing that we could get through?
Yeah. Yeah, they go into just directly into the cellar. You can go. Yeah.
Okay. So if we had a boat, we could sail up to the cliffs,
Yeah.
go in. Arachne's very good at climbing. She could lead us up into the cliff walls and into those caves, and then we can work our way through.
Okay. Great. And Shawan, do you want to try to find out more about the Penderyns or anything else?
Yes, absolutely. They've been customer of my family's for some time. What do we know about them?
Okay.
We've been in the estates since, the merchants of noble families come to them rather than they come to the shop.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a role, but you define your own action. Which action you want to choose, how you want to accomplish this. To find out, this may be something that you have done in the past.
Yes.
Of
I
course.
guess it'd be a survey
Yeah.
action.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so you can roll this, and we'll.
Yeah, when I was there with my mother, and my older sister, I noticed things.
Okay. Let's roll it.
Okay. So just roll survey straight up.
Yeah, and look for the highest number. That's the result.
5.
That's a 5. So that means 5 is a standard. What is the question? What are you trying to find out? More about them. Yeah. Okay. So
especially, yes, any reputed things that are strange about them or their dealings. People that were there that shouldn't have been there, or
you find that
we're very sensitive to the my family are very sensitive to the unusual.
You find that they are a very religious family, and they are very devoted to the main religion in Doskvol, which is the Church of Ecstasy, whose doctrine is that everything about spirits and spirit world is bad. So we should pursue the normal life without anything. But you know that there are some kind of sects or fractions inside the Church of Ecstasy, which maybe mean different. But what you have also found out is that they are the Lady Penderyn, the mother, was very keen about her daughter marrying someone from the church, and she was talking about especially the son of the highest ranked priests, who she wanted her daughter to marry. And the mother was more eager to do this than the daughter, than Zora, the daughter herself.
Strange. I'll relate this to others. There's no dynastic advantage to marrying into the church.
I don't think so. No.
I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
So it is.
Our influence, the church.
Yes.
Well,
to influence the direction of the church, perhaps.
To win the church's favor.
They're very devout. I saw an entire room devoted to
the false gods.
They had an entire room made out as a shrine with black silks and macrosses everywhere. Jewel chandeliers, very expensive.
We can't offer such things, do we? We're no common thieves. We're the crown.
I'm just saying they were devout enough to go to extraordinary trouble in ways that could not have been just for show.
And I think I know where we must do our ceremony. Should we move to 20 minutes, see if we can get an engagement roll in and a thing to thing?
Septimus and Scar, are you okay with us doing the engagement roll now? And
We can use flashbacks if we need.
yeah, and because we should go on with the engagement roll. Okay, so let's see.
Are we assaulting Lady Penderyn's estate?
Yeah.
Are we trying to grab the daughter?
I think, well,
Because that's what this picture suggests.
Yeah. So are you just trying to grab her to get her to your church to do the ritual, or you want to do the ritual inside?
I think we want to grab her.
Yeah, grab her, get her out.
Okay.
Stealth. Point of infiltration, tunnel in the cliff.
So I'm showing
grab her, lead her to the ceremony room and crown her there, and then take a willing a vessel of the god with us out onto the thing. Okay.
Yeah, but we don't know what the effect of crowning is, do we?
It can only be good.
Yeah,
no, but it might be. But it might be very awesome. It might be very obvious. And so,
let's not argue the toss.
No, let's go for it. I am just playing my character like the wheels are going to fall off. You know. yeah.
I just want to put in the option of luring her out, not forcibly kidnapping her. We've already started that.
Yeah.
I suppose the question is, how are you going to get close enough to her to deceive her?
So you don't have to really decide how in much detail. I'm showing these 6 kinds of types of scores that you want to take, and the only thing you want to decide is the detail. So if you choose assault, the point of attack. If you choose, for example, if you want to go to the caves.
Look, the only thing we've got from that investigation is a point of infiltration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and that the family is very religious.
Yeah, but I don't see how that helps us with the job. It gives us some information about what we might encounter when we get on site.
Well, it means that if we were to grab her, there's certain ritual days that the Church of Ecstasy has that she would never miss. And
so she might be off site.
In other words, yes, she would be traveling. She would be traveling to the main temple. So it gives certain times where she would have to be en route outside of her presumably very well fortified compound. It's much easier if you're going to grab someone. It's much easier to grab them from when they're traveling from one place to another.
Metagame wise, what do we want to go with?
Yeah, because I think we've wasted a lot of time investigating the site. Mm-hmm. If we're not, because we know we can get into the basement, we've got a point of infiltration.
All right,
let's infiltrate.
Let's go for
infiltrate. I like infiltration.
Okay, so that means you're choosing stealth as the type, and the point of infiltration are the caves, right?
Yes.
Okay, so for the engagement roll, you get 1 die for sheer luck. And is this operation particularly bold or daring? I would say yes. Does the plan's detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
Yes.
Yes. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Chael, my vicious thug, can create a distraction at the front of the building.
Yeah.
Oh, and we have a group of elite adepts.
Yes, you have, and you can introduce them now at any time of this during the score that you want.
I'd like to imagine every scene in the church has had anonymous robed figures standing around in the background, you know.
Yes.
So, and I would take away one.
No dogs are allowed in the dog park.
I will take away one die because this is a higher tier target than your tier, definitely. So that's 3 dice to roll. Who wants to roll? Who rolled the last time? I think it was.
Have you already set up the dice, Daniel, at all? Well, nope.
No. One of you. So yeah, let's go with
I rolled last time. So
let's go with Jose. You can roll.
3, you said?
3 dice, yes.
5, 4, 3.
And that's so the highest number is 5, which means mixed result. You're in a risky position when the action starts. Okay. So you are in the cellar. You have crawled. You have crawled on the. I mean, Arachne has took you through the caves that Anton has found out about, and you are inside the caves and looking through some kind of a. I mean, bars. It's how you say? I don't remember. The opening through the cellar is closed, and it's locked. It's like, and you have like these bars. You can see inside.
A gate.
Yeah, a gate, a small gate that you have to crawl through. It's probably just the caves are big enough so that Arachne can crawl through, but and all of you, but not bigger. So you are looking at the gate to the cellar. Okay, we'll see what happens next. Do any of you have a method to break through the?
Is there a lock on the gate?
Yeah, there is like a lock on the gate from the inside, but you can reach through it.
Yeah, if someone wants to finesse it and open it up, or we have a handy dandy lock opener in the form of a robot.
Yeah, if the robot can open it, do it.
You have a tier 4 hull. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we don't need to roll this. I think she just breaks through the metal bars and you go inside the cellar. And there is a.
She's very useful.
Yeah. Yeah, she's very strong.
This is what you do when you've got 35 stash, right? Like you spend it.
Okay, and there's a door which is probably not locked going up. This is like a big cellar with many rooms, but also you see a way up to the main building.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a quick flashback that I talked up the lady in waiting to Zora Penderyn at a gathering and found out a bit about the layout of the inside of the house and the quickest way to the Zora's bedchambers.
Okay. Great. Okay, so you spend for that flashback, you can spend one stress.
Okay.
And you know exactly where to go, but as you go through the house, and it's a big house, and the Zora's room is on the first floor, you need to go through without getting noticed if you want, or you can just
check.
Power
Do you still
through.
pay stress if you reserved a downtime action? Because I thought Jose had reserved a downtime action.
Oh yeah, but I don't see this as not really a downtime action. It's just that's what I thought. It's just a flashback for information,
Okay.
and also I would reserve stress for downtime, for flashbacking into a downtime action, unless it's something that is really not related to the.
What's the advantage of reserving then?
Yeah, that's what I don't get.
You don't have to pay coin for it.
You wouldn't have to pay coin for a flashback anyway, so.
No. But to have an extra downtime action, you have to pay coin.
Yeah, but Jose only took one downtime action so he could have an extra flashback. I think that he thought he was going to get one for free.
Well, okay. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
okay. I
I
just
just
didn't
I
understand
presumed it was just, okay, you could basically have the downtime action later.
because anyone can take a flashback at any point, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And
So,
take a
but-
stress.
It costs a
Yeah.
stress, yeah.
I
Yeah.
suppose we
Okay,
could say
it-
it's 1 stress to do like a 3 stress action or something, instead. Like,
Oh, if it was a really
'cause-
stressful thing.
because 1 stress is like I spoke to someone. 3 stress is like I got a grenade that I need for this exact moment, kind of thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't.
Okay.
it's fine.
Yeah, okay. You don't have to. You don't have to pay stress. And if you, so you have to go through there, and there are people around, and you hear voices, footsteps. They're everywhere, and it's a really, really big house and rich house. And so, what do? You can. Skara,
Where's
what?
that diversion, Skara?
Yeah, what is your plan for the whole group to?
Does
to
your
do?
bedroom have an outside window?
Do you want to go together or do you want to go everyone?
I think Siobhan has a reasonable question.
Okay.
Does your bedroom have an outside window?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
That should be our point of attack then.
So are we saying Siobhan comes in through the tunnel, then goes out at ground level so she can go up the wall?
Yes. I'll do that.
Because
Okay.
if the corridors are teeming at night or are regularly patrolled at night, that would seem to me to be a lot of sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I can get her out of the bedroom, we can get her down into the tunnel so we have our escape route.
Or Arachne's very strong.
Yes. Well,
Okay.
it can come as well.
Okay, Siobhan,
Can
you are.
see through its eyes or something?
It's very well behaved. It will follow your commands.
All right. Good.
Okay, so you I guess you get out of the window and go you climb on the wall to the balcony, which
Yes.
is, yeah, okay. So let's do an action roll. You're in a risky position, and you choose what action you're taking.
I guess this is a prowl.
Yes. Okay. And
And I'm going
standard effect. If you do it right, you will come up to the balcony without getting noticed.
And can I get an extra die by pushing?
Yes, you can, or you can. You can get an extra die by pushing.
Or does it?
So that's
for the
too
hull,
stressful.
Can someone help with the hull? It's too stressed?
I can certainly give Siobhan a leg up, can't I?
Yes,
Yeah.
that
For
would be
the
good.
cost of how much stress?
So it's 1 stress to assist.
Fine.
Okay. Just a little insurance.
Okay.
Critical.
Oh, that's a critical. Okay. So you snuck up outside into the garden and climbed up, and she is there, and she's sleeping in her bed, and the doors of the balcony are open. They're not even locked, they're just open, and there is a little bit of breeze going inside, and she's sleeping tightly. What do you do?
I'm going to I brought something to knock her out with. My family are perfumers. I have something that if you inhale it at close range, puts you into a stupor.
Okay.
The hard question is there anything on your load list, your gear list, that does that?
There isn't.
We forgot to define our load, so you can do this now or at any time that you
There isn't.
use your load.
If I don't, if that's asking too much from a
Well,
from a
that would be the time
flashback.
for a higher stress flashback.
What are you looking for? To something to knock
I
her
want
out?
to knock her unconscious without having to strike her in the head.
Oh,
So it's tricky.
so yeah, you can choose anything from anything that you see in your items that you can do this with.
I don't think I have anything in my items that can do that.
You can use a pistol if you want. You know the.
Still, yeah. He'd say he doesn't want to hit her.
He doesn't want to hit her.
Oh, okay.
No, I mean if it's necessary, it's just from a narrative standpoint, it makes more
Yeah.
sense to to use a drug. But
Don't
if
mar her head, because the head has to hold the crown, and the crown
Exactly.
and the head
This
has
is-
to be perfect.
This is a flashback to have some knockout drops, isn't it?
it is.
Okay, so let's go to the others before we see what happens. You are standing outside of sort of in the garden of the mansion, and you hear some voices and some laughter, and you see a couple of maids and butlers going outside of the in the garden, very close to you, and they are laughing, and they are telling jokes and flirting, and a guard is there with them, lighting some kind of a rolling tobacco to light. They're walking in the garden close to where you are, underneath the balcony. So if they go too close, they are going to see you. Do you have an idea how to react to that?
Yes. I will from behind a hedge, I will shout, "Beware, over there," and point.
Okay. Okay, let's see how it works out with the roll.
So this is command, I think, isn't it? I have one dot in command.
But you don't reveal yourself to them.
No,
Okay.
no, it is tone of voice, entirely tone of voice. So that's one dice. I will spend how much stress to push myself?
2 stress to push yourself, and it's risky standard.
Okay, that's a second dice. And I think a sensible devil's bargain would be that I am going to encounter them, come what may, just away from here. Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does that
let's
give me
try
one
it.
more dice?
I'm not sure you can push yourself and have a devil's bargain in the same
Oh, I
roll.
see. Okay. Wow, celery.
Yeah, but you can improve your effect. So maybe if you can think of something, you can improve your effect with pushing yourself, and then have a devil's bargain for the roll. If you can think of something how you can improve this effect. Maybe meaning that really you will be in the if you succeed, no one else will come.
Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah.
So, but they are going to. I am going to encounter them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the devil's bargain. Come on.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just rolling 2 dice,
Yes.
but I might get better effect out of it. Okay. It's a 5.
Okay. So you are you say the words and they hear you, but they're not sure, they're confused. And as you said, you have to reveal yourself to them or move in a way to
Absolutely.
to another place.
I head in that direction.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, so they follow you. One of the maids escapes back. She scatters back inside the building, and the 3 people follow your voice, and they just follow you, and they look around. They're looking for where the voice is coming from, and
Okay.
they are talking between themselves. When they come close to you, you hear them talking. Oh, this is something strange. Maybe we should not investigate. Could be scary. Maybe we should call the security. And they're coming closer to you. What do you do?
Well, I'm going to do nothing because what I've bought is time for somebody else to do something.
Okay. Okay. Let's go back to Siobhan. Or sorry, I'm sorry, Anton. Do you want to do something else?
Ooh,
We're
I am
just waiting for
them. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so Siobhan, the girl is still, the young woman is still sleeping, and maybe you don't need to knock her out if you don't want to. If you want to just carry her, or what do you want to do?
Sorry, was that addressed to me?
Yes, sorry.
I missed a word. Sorry. Okay, so do I have something to knock her unconscious then?
You can choose whatever you want.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Well, I produce an essence and a vial and break it under her nose, and she falls into a stronger sleep than she is. I'm going to pick her up out of the bed and take her over to where the spider hole is, and instructed that it should carry her down gently.
Okay. So the spider grabs her and carries her down.
And I will follow it. I will follow it down and make sure.
Yeah, and you follow it down, and there's no one coming. You meet with Anton, and the spider is carrying the girl. And where do you want to go? She's knocked unconscious. She's ready to go, but you are now in the middle of the garden of the mansion, in a very high-end place of the town. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go back inside the house, in the cellar, or you want to
back
go
back through the cellar?
Okay, there is okay, you go back inside the house. You enter a big corridor which leads back to the cellar. You're at the ground floor, and suddenly you hear footsteps, and you see a couple of priests walking from the other side of the house through the corridor and going up to approaching the staircase in the middle of the house and going up to the room where probably she is. There are three priests. One of them is young, and two are older, and you see like markings that they are very high ranked. Okay, let's go back to the dragon for a while. What do you do? The servants are close to you, where they're looking around, they're browsing around the dark.
I'm going to berate the guard, because you said there was a guard with them.
There is a guard, and there is a guard and a servant and another maid.
And so I will emerge out of the undergrowth and say, "My God, I have never seen such a shower. I have never seen such a. This is. You call this security? You call this protecting the family? You call this protecting the house?" Again, I'm just wanting to occupy them.
Okay, so the guard is really shocked, and she takes out his knife
Put that bloody thing away. What do you think I'm doing?
You want, yeah, okay. Let's do an action roll.
Well, same as last time, really. Command.
Yeah.
I'll burn another point of stress to get 2 dice. Clear those.
Okay, this is still a little risky standard. You want to keep them distracted still?
Yes, that's my objective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll it.
It's a 5.
Okay, so the guard doesn't, yeah, they stop and the guard doesn't put back his knife. He holds the knife and say, please, please. He realizes that you are somehow important person because you look like one, but he doesn't recognize you. So he apologizes and he says, please, please, what is going on? You have to tell me who you are. Tell me your name.
Yes, I certainly can. My name's Filch, and I'm here to assess the protection that you are offering to this family. And I have to tell you, so far my report looks pretty poor.
But I was not. I haven't been told that there was someone going to assess me or us.
I flourish the documents I've just marked. What do you think these are? What's your name? Hang on, let me look on this list. What's your name?
My name is Core.
Yes, I see you're on the list. Again, I am simply aiming to distract them.
What have I done wrong? Please don't tell anyone. What?
Look, son, when you're in a hole, stop digging. Just shut up. All right, just stand there at attention. I don't want to hear a whisper out of you.
Okay, so you keep distracting them, and he remembers your face. That's all the complication that you get from this. Maybe we'll mark it as 1 heat.
Okay.
For the future. So let's see with the Anton and Siobhan and the hall. You're inside this big corridor, and the 3 priests are going up, but they look towards you and they see you. And we're going to use mechanics that you can resist this, if you want. Because maybe Anthony, you are first. You with the Hal, you're first. So maybe he sees you, or your spider. So yes. you should be maybe the one to resist it.
I would like to resist it. What do I need to roll to resist again? I roll resist with a trait, right?
Yes. So it's either prowess or inside prowess or.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just struggling with my character sheet to get to the right bit.
They resolve.
Yeah, no, just always end up scrolling too far. I think that would be. I'm looking at your sheet as well. No wonder I can't do anything.
It's resolve. I think you want.
Yeah, probably resolve. Yeah,
and that's command sway. That would fit, wouldn't it? How
Yeah.
dare you? Who are you? Do you know who I am? How dare you look at me that way?
Okay, so you roll this and get your highest number. Oh. You get a 2, which means that it costs you 6 minus 2 stress,
so
which is
4 stress.
4 stress. Yes.
So I trauma out, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I will take obsessed as my trauma.
Is it already so much stress?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I burned loads to cast my rituals.
Can I just say that's not a trauma, that's just a normal state of being for you.
Yeah.
Exactly, yes. Well, we've got
It's what you
unstable
aspire.
and haunted to go as well.
It's what you aspire to.
Yeah.
So so what happens? You manage to resist.
Yeah, I think that these guys are going up, and we are crossing, and it's like we're going through the starlight, like the very faint light coming from outside through the windows. It's so dim, but everyone's got so used to it, they can see the movement. They notice a bit of the movement in the corner of their eye, and as they turn, the stars go out, just for a few moments. And then when they turn back, the stars are back. We've already left, basically.
Okay. Yeah, one of the priests thought he saw something, and he comes closer to see, but there is no one there. And you manage to escape with a young woman, Arachne holding her, carrying her through the caves and back into your church.
Yeah, Siobhan is, Siobhan is the whole time has a knife in each hand, until they get into the cellars.
Okay.
That's like, I thought I was going to have to kill them all
Oh no,
for a moment there.
that comes later, I think. Does Sir Scara
Yes,
detach himself?
exfiltration. Right, you shower. I will just stand here while I go and find someone, because I need them to know what's gone on this evening. Stay there.
Okay, I'm sorry.
And I walk away.
Okay, do you leave them totally confused and scared that they're going to get fired? All three of them. Okay, so I think we'll stop here.
Can we stop on a young woman waking up inside of a church?
Yeah.
A wooden crown laying on a plinth before her, and
Okay.
lots of robed figures standing around.
Yeah. She wakes up and looks at you, and she's totally shocked.
Don't scream, there's a good girl.
Yes, that's a good cliffhanger to end on, I think.
I refrain from saying if we wanted you dead, we would have killed you already. But I do think it.
Okay. Great. So yeah, we stop at the end of the score. So we have the next time. If you have time, I will stop the recording and then we can have a little bit of debrief. Okay. Let's do this. Okay.